Let there be carnage. Welcome to the Codpast. I'm Be Easy.
What did we decide our names to?
Are your social media handles?
Are we or are we not?
I will be
It's
Be
up to
Easy
you.
regardless. Okay.
I'm changing my name to Johnny Ace.
So we're gonna call you. Should we call you Ace or Johnny throughout this?
Ace. Let's go Ace.
Okay, it's Ace. Okay.
Okay.
Not Ace
Ace.
Spoon Coon. Wow, that's
Okay.
racist.
Anyway.
Hi, I'm Colonel Sanders. No, I'm just kidding. I'm X and Effects.
Do you want to be White Wolf again or
Awesome sauce.
Yeah, sure. I'll be Awesome Sauce.
Awesome
Awesome
Sauce?
And today,
My ex-girlfriend.
Nazi
My
fuck.
ex-girlfriend. By the way, my ex-girlfriend, who will not be named since we're recording, really liked the name that your name was Awesome Sauce when we first met you. And then I looked at your Snapchat. I'm like, but it's not AWE. It's AW. And there she's like, so.
Oh, your
What a
ex-girlfriend
hoe.
that was part of our very first Codpast.
Yeah, she was on there. You can go back and listen to episode 1. And she was also on the Guardians of the Galaxy Codpast.
If you can find it.
And the Black Panther podcast.
She was.
Yeah, she was.
Yeah, she was on a lot of the few ones, and then we fired her. we fired the girls from the Codpast.
We fired her for sleeping with a boss. She slept with you, but didn't sleep with you.
That's. Anyway, we're talking about Venom 2. Let there be carnage.
Venom. Let it go. Venom.
Venom.
Chainsaw.
So we didn't think about this other than because I don't think we were planning on recording a Codpast tonight. I think we were like, let's just see a movie and hang out and get drunk.
But-
So
so-
we got drunk and high, and well, actually, right after the movie ended, it's like we gotta talk about this right away. And it's like, and our part of our plans was already get drunk and high tonight. So here we are, drunk and high. Half of us is drunk and high, half of us just drunk, talking about Venom 2. Let there be carnage.
So I never saw the first Venom. I never cared to. But after watching the second one, I thought it was a very stupid, dumb, entertaining movie.
I will put it this way: that's the kind of movie that made us all friends in the first place. To get into some Codpast lore,
It is
Codpast
no,
lore.
it
We all
is
became
true Codpast material.
True Codpast lore is the reason why all four of us. One of the reasons why all four of us is our friends is, and well, actually, no, this is not the reason we're all friends. But one of the things we like to do in college all together,
We're friends
when we
because
lived
of
in
Jesus.
Anyway, we liked to get drunk and watch bad movies together, and then we saw this.
Just like Venom 2.
But yeah, exactly. Where it's movies that are so bad that they're so entertaining.
I
that we love
wasn't
them.
even... That's the thing.
And we were all.
Well,
were we all
no.
stone cold sober for this, or?
Well, that's the thing is, I wasn't even drunk for Venom 2, but it made me feel drunk. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Exactly. Should we all kind of... So, let's... I think we should start this by having myself, Ace, and X and FX. And I also like this part of Codpast lore that Ace never keeps the same name.
Too intoxicated.
We should kind of... Let's start this off by giving our thoughts on the original Venom. And my thoughts on the original Venom was like... It was okay. It was like, if you ignored the fact that the
was
MCU
mid.
exists
It was
and you
mid.
kind of went back to the 2000s of like early, kind of like darker, a little more
Daredevil,
stupid,
Ghost Rider,
Daredevil, Ghost Rider,
At least Hulk.
it fits into that.
Take it all.
It really fits into that kind of like
Superhero
that kind of genre of superhero movies, and I genuinely liked it. I was like, it's different from it's different. It's funny. It had its really funny moments, and it kind of felt like what's that? I never saw it, but what's that movie that came out the same year where it's the guy like gets possessed by a robot? You saw it.
Possessed by a robot. Iron Giant?
No.
Big Hero 6.
Huh?
Big Hero 6.
No.
Marvel or DC?
It was neither. It was a standalone. It was a white guy with a beard, and he
got possessed by a robot.
he was like
Patrol.
he got
Terminator?
I think his wife was killed, and then like he got taken over by like an AI system, and he could fight really well.
Oh, upgrade.
Upgrade, yeah.
Upgrade!
It kind of felt like Upgrade a little bit, where it's like suddenly he's got like this thing that helps him like kill bad guys, and then he fights Indian Elon Musk.
Ooh, bummer.
Damn.
Great game, though.
Okay. Yeah, great game. Anyway, so that's my thoughts. Is that I I liked it. Like it was a pretty good movie. Ace, your thoughts on the original Venom movie?
I thought I had higher I rated the first movie with low expectations because Sony was the last time they put out a good live action superhero movie.
Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Yeah, probably that.
So what? 8 years?
Which I say that unironically.
Yes, but
There's a lot of people that wouldn't even agree with that.
I said maybe it was mid. I consider it mid. It's not horrible like Daredevil or Ghost Rider. You know, Ghost Rider is his own special brand of good bad.
I love Ghost Rider. Nicolas Cage is a national treasure.
Yes.
I see what you did there.
And so I thought the original Venom was okay. Tom Hardy made that movie. It was, of course, Indian Elon Musk, who never blinked in that movie at all. He never blinked. But at the end, I still think the CGI felt like green and gray and black.
It's very blobby.
Slime mixing each other. The rules made no sense. The rules that they made. So, but of course, it didn't make sense. But then, so yeah, my first thoughts. If I would give it a rating, out of 10 stars
For the original Venom?
the original, I give like a 5.
Yeah.
I
I
give
would
it
if we're
5 or
gonna
6.
use the double toasted system, I would give it a matinee.
I
think it's worth or low say high rental, low matinee.
Say high rental.
High rental, like it's kind of worth the money. You'll see it for
Action effects. What do you think of the original Venom?
You know, honestly, like, I was expecting a little... So part of me was expecting more because of after seeing Spider-Man Homecoming, especially because Marvel probably did it with Sony. But part of me was able to still find enjoyment in the movie by just shutting off my brain and not really thinking about it. So honestly, I'd give it like a 6 out of 10 at the best, 5 out of 10 at the lowest. But yeah, honestly, that's how I give it.
To be honest, at the time it was a little hard to enjoy because you're like, we're seeing Venom without Spider-Man.
Yeah,
we're seeing
Venom's-
Venom exist without
The
Spider-Man.
whole purpose is Spider-Man.
Yeah, and so it was hard, but like at the same time, you enjoyed it, and I think this is a good time to
Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
Well, can we spoil the after the credits scene?
Yeah, that's fine. Spoiler alert: don't listen past this if you haven't seen, even though it's all over Instagram. So.
Yeah. So does the fact that this one ties, or at least starts to tie into Spider-Man, does that elevate it a little bit?
No.
Nah.
Because Venom's the fine characteristic is a giant ass spider on his chest. If I try to polish a turd, it's already turd. It's a turd.
Like a turd in the wind.
Yeah,
That's a legitimate line from the first. You remember that?
Yeah.
Now let's dive into Venom 2.
Well, here's going to be my transition. Is one of the reasons I feel like the second half of Venom 2 is better than the first half of Venom 2 is because what I liked about the first Venom, what I think this movie suffers from is at the very beginning is almost too much Venom. If that sounds weird, like the novelty of the first one, like I liked about the first one was the dynamic between Eddie Brock and Venom. Like I like their dynamic together in the first one. In the second one, it feels like the first half feels almost overbearing with like
Just
having them like go back and forth with each other in his head.
Venom wants to fuck Eddie Brock. Just get over it.
Well,
Yeah, we'll get into the queer coding of this movie.
Yeah. The thing that I heard, so I actually listened to a review before I watched this, and the thing that it said is the first, like, act, the first second act, like, they don't really know where to go, exactly. Like, it sort of just retreads the first movie. And I hadn't seen the first movie, but that's kind of what they said is, like, up until it kind of positions the characters into the third act when they actually fight, the movie sort of doesn't know exactly what to do.
It does, like, I don't know. Like, this almost follows, like, any Seth Rogen movie where it's, like, they're friends, and then they're not friends, and then they're friends again.
Yeah.
That's every single Seth Rogen movie.
A Disney Channel version, a rom-com.
Yeah.
It almost feels, yeah, it does feel rom-com-ish.
The first superhero rom-com.
So let's start with the first half of the movie. Let's start with the first act. And, like, I will say, again, my point is, like, it kind of suffers a little bit from too much Venom. like he just like they just are arguing the whole time, and it's like uncomfortable, and the dialogue in this movie isn't good.
Oh my god, it's atrocious.
The dialogue in this movie is
so
awful.
fucking bad.
Give an example, please. I love hearing this.
Well,
I'm just like
there's so many, but the one that immediately comes to mind is there's a point when he like switches from Venom back to Eddie or whatever, and he's dangling off a ledge.
Oh god.
and he's
and
on the phone with his ex-girlfriend.
And then his ex-girlfriend calls, and like Venom catches the phone, and he answers it, and he's like, "Hello," and she's like, "Hey Eddie, what are you doing?" And he goes, "Just hanging out."
That's they made fun of that in a SpongeBob episode where SpongeBob says that and Patrick goes boo. Like it's such a corny line that Patrick from SpongeBob says it's corny.
It was basically a Mad Lib. Or I'm Peter wrote the fucking movie.
Yeah, like the dialogue in this movie is pretty atrocious.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there's
bad lines
it's
Bad CGI
well like
sometimes.
sometimes.
there's the characters that try and get married later, and like of course Venom bursts in like right when
when they say
priest is like,
and-
if anyone objects to this, like.
And it's funny because he doesn't burst in and say I object. He bursts in and says something else, but he bursts in at that moment.
Of course.
Of course. So it's strange because like it adverts that, but at the same time you've been going through this whole movie and you expect him to say that.
Yeah,
But-
this movie does follow a lot of tropes.
But favorite line throughout the entire year in the cinema. Like Emily, where Venom defeats the bad guy, and eat Cletus's head. He says, Cletus tries to make plea with Eddie Brock saying how all I wanted was a friend I was abused. And Venom says, "Fuck this guy," then eats his head.
Eats his head. Yeah, that was a good line.
The best use of one F-bomb in the movie.
I would
Although,
say.
imagine if they would have made Venom rated R. Like, we could have been getting this the entire time.
Well, here's.
They'd stop cutting away from every time they killed someone.
Is
Yeah.
Venom
Well, here's
basically
the
right
thi-
now Sony's Deadpool?
Not really, because
No,
they're not going full Deadpool with it, where it's like full on blood gore and full on F bombs.
I know, but Venom kind of acts like Deadpool in a way.
A little bit where he's snarky and he's
A
yeah.
dick.
It kind of feels like he's got like
he went to a rave.
he went to a rave.
Come out the closet.
We'll get into the queer coding. Let's make that a full like 20 minutes of this Codpast where we're talking
That
about
is a huge part of this.
That is a
fucking
huge
movie.
part of this. Can I?
Venom is gay for sure.
Did Andy Serkis have a thing going on?
He's at least bi.
Yeah, I mean, when you play Gollum for so long, and Lord of the Rings is pretty bi as it is, so.
Yeah.
But
Hot man in that movie.
what?
Gandalf the Grey and Gandalf the White.
I'm white now because I'm. Anyway,
I mean, the guy that plays Aragorn.
ooh,
Viggo
yeah,
Mortensen.
Viggo Mortensen back in the day. Jeez,
Orlando Bloom. is-
Orlando Bloom is just an angel. No wonder.
Dwarf.
No wonder Katy Perry fucks him.
Mr. Smith. Mr. Smith, who was the Elf King.
Yeah.
Hey man, some people
Dwarf.
like him short. Shout out to the dwarf.
Shout out to the. I mean. Anyway, we're
Photo.
we're queer coding this podcast now. Queer coding.
All right, are we into it? Well,
Into the
so
weird- well, hold on. Before I say that, can I
Don't
say
have
something?
weekend.
Can I say two things that I really liked about this movie? So one of the things I thought I did better than Venom is body horror. I thought I
Oh,
did that.
yeah.
I thought the horror elements of this movie were actually really good, and like the body horror. It's because like I wanted that more with Venom, and then it didn't really deliver on that. The body horror with Carnage is actually really good, where you see like the sprouts coming from him, and like the way he changes and
I
stuff.
love the way that Carnage changes in this movie, and you can kind of see Woody Harrelson's face like disappear into.
Yeah, I thought and that leads into like my second thing that I really liked is Carnage. Like I would say Carnage is one of my favorite Spider-Man villains. Like I do really like Carnage. It's almost a shame. It's pretty much a shame we don't get to see him fight. We won't get to see him fight Spider-Man until probably we're in our 60s and they reboot this whole shit. But
I don't know. They reboot things more and more often now, so.
But yeah, like I liked Carnage, and like as kind of a horror fan of horror movies, like I thought the body horror in this movie was really good. I liked it.
Yeah.
Oh, that was great. The CGI was better in this movie.
That's another thing, and then yeah, I'll just say this and you can build on it. Is that like the end scene of Venom is just a black blob and a gray blob fighting each other, and then at one point they're like separated, and then Indian Elon Musk and Tom Hardy are just having a slap fight in the middle, and that's supposed to be like the money shot of Venom, and then it's like it's really bad. The fight scene of this movie I really liked.
Yeah, like Venom vs. Carnage was actually better. CGI was all better. You could stop, even though it's still at night.
Yeah,
It makes it easier for CGI for the animation studios to do that. It was still more visible than the last one. Although
I like the lighting in the church, I thought was pretty good.
Well, they just copied some of the framing from Amazing Spider-Man 2 straight up.
They did. Really?
Just whole
Natural Born.
whole cloth. They just stole it.
And also, half the plot of the movie was basically Natural Born thrillers. A Woody Harrelson movie from the '90s where he goes on a killing spree with the girlfriend.
Mm-hmm.
And also, another positive, I like Woody Harrelson even though he chews the fuck out of scenery. I like.
He really
It's hard not to
eats this
like
up.
Woody Harrelson. Although
He had a lot of fun doing this, you could tell.
also the age disparity, the way they try to age Woody Harrelson was fucking ridiculous. Supposedly he was like a teenager. He's like 16 in 1996. Woody Harrelson was probably in his 30s.
Yeah.
I kind of got the feeling he was like mid-20s.
But he was already past. Woody Harrelson was done with Cheers in the mid 90s. So he would have been in his 30s in the mid.
He would have looked like Woody Harrelson.
And plus,
Yeah.
they had the kids speak.
But it's so weird. It's so fucking jarring in the opening scene.
Like
when this kid speaks and it's Woody Harrelson's voice.
Okay, I was
and you're
gonna
like,
ask, was that
what
dubbed?
the
That was
fuck?
definitely dubbed, right? That wasn't a kid doing
Yeah.
a really
I
good
thought
Woody
that was
Harrelson
no,
impression.
do a Woody Harrelson impression.
No, it was him. And you know what it reminds me of is they did the same thing in fucking the most recent Great Gatsby movie. Where they do a flashback and it's just this random...
It's not Leonardo DiCaprio.
It's this random fucking teenage boy, and then they dub Leonardo DiCaprio's voice on top of him.
That's right.
And you're just like, what the fuck? That's not him. Like,
It's not his voice. This guy speaks like he runs a bodega. That's not him in real life. I don't know what that joke was.
Can we jump into the queer coding?
Let's
yet?
jump into the queer coding.
This movie's gay as fuck.
It's like I said, this is definitely a movie about a man struggling with the fact that he has another man inside of him.
Venom wants to raw dog Eddie.
Yeah. There's a lot of love there. He definitely loves Eddie.
It's a rom-com at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Yeah, kinda.
It's a superhero rom-com, basically. They're great, they're good at the beginning, then they break up, then they realize that they can't live without each other.
Yeah.
Get back to
I
the-
gotta say, I loved sitting next to X and FX in this movie because there's at least 4 or 5 times, like trying to get.
still
Still
listening.
listening. Okay, there's definitely 4 or 5 times where he literally said out loud these exact words. What the fuck is this movie?
Oh yeah, I've definitely said, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
Do you remember like what part of the movie you said what the fuck?
There was a lot.
I'm currently intoxicated, so I can't name exactly when, but probably when they said a dumbass comment.
Dumbass comments. It was like definitely like some weird. I don't know.
Oh, you know what? First one was, well, not the first one probably, but one of them was probably when Carnage is wrecking the prison, and then he decides to
Yes!
turn into a fucking
Yes!
tornado.
He turns around. Yeah, I remember.
Oh, yes.
You literally said next to me, you're like, what the fuck?
That's not actual power they had. What the fuck? Really, the
Yeah.
Flash does that.
It's not even a thing that's ever done by a symbiote ever, because
So-
it's impossible for them to move that fucking fast.
I leaned over and I said, it's a metaphor for Hurricane Katrina.
We're gonna find her. We're gonna bring her to
who's
justice.
George Bush in that reference then?
The warden finally got its revenge.
Oh, also, yes, you should predict the movie because as soon as Eddie Brock talked about, don't break my TV, I knew motherfucker was gonna break his fucking TV. Like,
Yeah.
it's Chekhov's gun at that point.
Hang on. That movie was the fucking stupidest thing I've ever fucking seen, though. Because, like,
Really?
that fucking scene. So,
This is coming from a man who's seen a Neil Breen movie.
He drops the TV out the window or whatever. And then this homeless man that's walking down the street pushing a shopping cart full of shit just goes, "Hey, I'm gonna call the cops, hey."
And I leaned over and I leaned
I'm like, what fucking homeless man has ever fucking offered to call the cops ever in his life.
I leaned over to you and I said, he's probably going to grab a banana from his card and go, hello, President?
Actually, I do have to say that is a possibility.
I was going to say, a lot of homeless people do have phones.
And
That's true.
The fact is,
That is true.
I've seen Adam Sandler's Ridiculous 6, so there's no way in hell this movie is the dumbest or stupidest movie.
I was gonna say it's bad. It's not the worst movie ever. It's bad entertainment.
It's not Birth of a Nation bad.
Yeah. Which
Well,
one?
that's racism bad.
Yeah.
It's
that
not.
Movie,
it's not
that
the.
movie's
It's
racist, but it did shape cinema.
It's not the. We'll say it's not the Room of superhero
You can't
movie.
have one or the other.
Watch me.
You can't have one or the other?
In that case, no.
It's not The Room. It's not Sharknado. It's not. What's that bird movie? Birdemic.
Box.
It's not. It's not the movie where Nicolas Cage punches a woman. Oh, Wicker Man.
I was gonna say which one. Narrow it down. That was just home videos. That's libel.
It's
I'm
not.
gonna
It's
cut
not
that.
Nicolas Cage
Ooh.
stealing
We
the
should watch
decoration.
Kick-Ass.
Oh, we should watch National Treasure. It's on Disney
Ooh,
Plus.
we should watch
It's on Disney
Ghost
Plus.
Rider.
Is that?
No.
We're watching
Ghost Rider
Scooby Doo
2.
tonight.
Yeah.
Anyway, back to Venom.
Oh, Venom 2
2.
was so fucking gay.
So apparently John Hayes is
Back
homophobic.
to the coding.
So apparently, I'm sorry, y'all.
Yeah, no,
Apparently
there's
Johnny Ace is homophobic.
there's literally a scene where Venom goes, "I'm coming out of the closet."
At a
They
rave,
kept me
no
at the
less.
club at a rave where there was definitely that was not even subtle. It was weird because it felt like they were trying to play it subtle, but it wasn't at all.
No.
It wasn't at all. He was at a rave. A girl walks up to him and
glow
says,
sticks.
"Hey, what's up?" And he's like, "Oh, you're not really my type."
Yeah, what the fuck was that?
I mean,
Like,
what pisses me off
what-
about that
what
is
was that?
she's
No, not
she's
way.
clearly wearing a Halloween costume, a Halloween mask from Spirit Halloween from one of the Purge movies. That was a mask that was in Purge 3. I remember that
I
mask.
have to say one thing about that is
Venom's gay.
Anyway, go on next to that.
he's gay for Eddie. However, I have to say he saw the mask and is like, "Oh, you're not my type based off that, not off the voice, or not that you knew that as a woman." I mean, let's be honest. Venom hasn't been on this earth that long, so he probably doesn't know what to act. He probably can't differentiate men from women that well. He just sees.
So it's like
I don't
pandas.
know. I had weird feelings about when he transformed into the Lady Venom.
Which also,
he's
like-
doing is matching the body type.
Am I wrong in
Yeah, I
this?
have weird feelings about that Venom silhouette.
Am I wrong in this? In the first one, he does it in the first one where he takes over Anne.
Yes, he does.
He takes over Anne. Am I wrong about this? Did she have boobs in the
Yes,
first
she
one?
did, she
And
did.
then the
No.
second one, she didn't have boobs?
No, she did have boobs in the second one.
She had boobs in the second one?
Yes.
It wasn't
Okay.
prominent. Because Michelle Williams, I was so happy for her not to. I thought because she went away for a while in this movie. She was in
Yeah.
the first act and there's the third act. But I was happy she got her check and was out. She came back in the third act. Fuck.
Yeah, and also they kept the same boyfriend from the first one. And
Yeah.
then
Why wouldn't
he
The
got his
cuck.
check. And then, the cuck. He was definitely cucked in that movie.
Yeah, for sure.
I do like that, and then I do like the Mrs. Chen scene. I think that scene was
Let's
funny.
be honest. In the movie, her character did say, he makes me feel safe. So he's, of course, going to be the cuck until they go back to each other to feel safe.
I thought maybe they would kill. Here's something I'm glad
same.
they didn't do. I thought they might have killed the doctor. I thought they were going to kill the doctor fiance, and they
Yeah.
didn't.
The Doctor Fiance.
Bye-bye, Dan.
And also, speaking, this kind of counts, but not at the same time. Like one thing that Awesome Sauce really likes in movies, and I really like as well, is the payoffs.
Yeah.
Like one of the reasons like we love Suicide Squad is the payoff of the smaller bullets. We love little
Yeah.
payoffs like that. I love A Quiet Place too because it pays off things really well.
Oh, sidebar. There was a lead scene that came out for the Suicide Squad about why Rick Flag was on that suicide beach. It's because he jokingly insulted Viola Davis's
Amanda Waller.
Amanda Waller's like blouse she was wearing like jokingly, and then that's why she put him on suicide beat.
That makes sense.
Because he insulted her blouse one day.
Yeah.
But I guess this is more of a question for you. It's like, how did you feel of the payoff of the doctor boyfriend Cuck showing up and being like, fire and sound minus the sound,
Dr. Cook.
His name is Daniel.
and he gets the gas and where did he get that gas, by the way?
Yeah, no, I was fine with him showing up. The thing that bothered me was what he did was physically impossible.
Thank you.
We talked about this as we were peeing.
Okay, because I wasn't in there when you guys were taking a.
No.
Yeah,
While you guys were all taking a shit, holding hands.
Yeah, exactly.
I
So we were all
raised the
taking a shit
question.
holding hands.
Thank you for going along with that.
I was saying that if you were to pour gasoline and then light it with a blowtorch like that, the fire would burn up faster than the gasoline would fall down.
Down to
You
carnage.
bastard. I said that part except for the gasoline burning faster than air.
He said you all said that.
Yeah, we had this conversation.
Okay, that's
Okay.
what I said. I was like, you bastard. How dare you take credit for my thinking?
How dare you?
Well, more
Your
than
name's not X.
we can all think the same thing.
I'm sorry. Does this look like fucking 1940s Italy?
What?
What? A Mussolini reference?
What are you talking about?
Mussolini. The greatest Italian person.
What the fuck?
When Mario exists,
You mean Chris Pratt?
maybe we can have a sidebar at the
You
end
mean
about
the
that, about
Japanese
Mario. Because we were
Italian
talking about that
stereotype?
while we were waiting for you guys to come home.
So
Danny
back to gay
DeVito
Venom.
is worried.
Back to Gay Venom.
Back
Did
to
we finish our
Japanese.
recording conversation?
Probably not.
We basically just talked
Venom's-
about like
Venom's-
how.
he just wants to fuck gay. Just fuck him. He be okay.
Well, it's like it's not subtle at all. Like he and like I wouldn't say like it's very like there's
wants to tickle
definitely
that
like
bubble.
a and he's like, I wish you were here to see that. Like when he lays down, I was like, I wish you were here to see that, Eddie. That's definitely like something somebody does at a party when they're like after
Just got
like
dead.
just out of a breakup where they're like having fun and being social, and then at the end when they go home they're like, man, I kind of wish my ex was here to see like how good of a person I am or how good I'm doing.
Yeah.
Damn, you're more going than me. Usually.
What? Was it? Oh, oh, dang it! I was trying not to. I was trying.
You didn't say it. You just
Did he
said
say it?
You just said 3 letters.
You're good.
That's
Be
not a
easy.
full name.
Okay, I was gonna. I didn't want to like.
My name is
Curse-
6. So you said half, but not a full
I thought it
name.
was X and X.
His legal name.
My legal name has 6 letters. You said 3.
Oh, okay. I didn't want to like curse us, but I was thinking while we were recording this, like, man, none of us have used our real names yet.
This movie.
And the jinx.
I didn't want to jinx us.
This movie.
Thank you, Freddie. I'm just kidding.
This movie was bad. Like
I'll
probably
kill you.
the most trying to be subtle gay superhero movie I've ever seen.
Would you stop focusing on the gay part? God
That's what we're
damn.
talking
We're
about.
talking about how
We're talking about the queer coding. We're talking about
Yes, but every chance he gets is like a gay movie. I'm like, Jesus, Taj, you're not that good.
I mean,
Fuck
it was kind of gay.
like it was pretty gay.
It was had gay undertones.
It was the second most gay superhero movie I saw, and the first one was Too Fast, Too Furious.
That's the
Whoa,
Wait,
superhero movie.
whoa,
Hang
whoa,
on.
whoa, whoa, whoa,
Can we
whoa.
have a side conversation about that?
That's not a good movie.
No, but that movie, like,
This
if you
is-
read into it, it is actually gay. Like,
Yes, gay.
They,
So it's the Venom 2 of the time.
Brian and
Gay.
Roman Pierce.
Tyrese Gibson definitely
They
had a
pass.
thing for sure.
Barstow, bitch.
They definitely had a
Like-
church camp experience.
Yeah, no, there's just one too many, like, there's weird eye flutters and stuff where you're just like, this is not, like,
Well, there is that scene where he does like the eye stare, the stare thing
Oh,
with
yeah.
that, and then he
Brian-
goes like, and then he rolls up all pissed. He's like,
jealous.
he's like, you know, he got that from me, right? And it's like, so, and then it's like you read into that, it's like, oh, he did that to him.
yeah.
Potentially.
He's jealous that Brian is after Ava Mendes in that movie.
Which I would be as well. I'm just saying, Eva Mendes is very attractive.
Yeah, but if your former boyfriend left you for Ava Mendes, how would that make you feel?
It's the gayest action movie I've ever seen.
I actually didn't finish it the last time I tried to watch it. It's probably too drunk. 1, 2, 3.
Actually, I'll wait.
Drink like a man.
There, I'll wait.
Water falling shit into my mouth is not a fucking...
We're gonna do that again, by the way.
That's not drinking like a man if you're just...
I'll wait to start mine before you do
That's drinking like Motley Crue before a show.
No, it feels like you're pissing into my mouth. That is not drinking like a man.
Well, we're talking about gay
Speaking
shit,
of,
so
I was gonna say,
feel
speaking of pissing in your mouth, back to the queer coding.
how Cletus Cassidy just want to be understood. Even though that drug
Okay,
it in the
that
movie
real
was-
fast. Okay, it's time for nerd shit. What I kind of like, I ended up like not minding, I would say, but also at the same time like
I don't
kind
wanna
of didn't
walk.
like it first. Is like the very first scene is introducing Cletus Cassidy. In love with the girl in the other room, and I was Shriek in the other room, and I was,
Played by Naomi
and
Harris.
my first thought was like, shit, like they are doing the, they are. I was like, they are giving him a reason to be crazy. They are giving Carnage, Cletus Cassidy, a reason to be.
I'm gonna open it after I do this.
All right. They are giving Cletus Cassidy / Carnage a reason to be crazy, and what I liked about Carnage is he didn't need a reason to be crazy.
No.
He just was straight up fucking insane.
Well, he straight up said in this movie, "I'm not crazy."
He did.
I kind of believe him too.
No.
Introduce a little anarchy. But yeah, it was so like in the comics, it's like it feels like Cletus Cassidy just does shit because he's absolutely like I love the character of Carnage.
And again, that's
He was like
this-
about
this-
he's insane, and this
hang
it feels like it introduced a Bonnie, and they literally say the words Bonnie and Clyde in it. They decided to make him a Bonnie and Clyde thing.
This movie straight up feels like a DC movie to me.
Yep.
Like
Welcome to Venom 1 too, also.
It really
Oh,
did
with
not
Sony.
feel like it didn't feel like it was with Marvel at all.
Until the end.
Until the very end where they literally draw that was actually a surprise to me. I thought that they were going to introduce it as he was part of an MCU all along. But what actually happened in that closing scene is they drop him into the MCU universe.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? Based off what?
And I bet they're gonna try and put it at the same time.
Yeah.
Oh, we
Like
also got
he's going to be introduced in No Way Home. I feel like at this point he's going to be in No Way Home in some way.
And also
Because
like,
No Way Home is
No.
we kind of forget that's a Sony production. That's not a Marvel. That's not a straight up Disney Marvel Studios production. That's a Sony production.
No. So
true.
based off what Awesome Sauce said, what you gotta think about is, so before Marvel started their formula or typical formula with the MCU, is it the fact that all the previous Marvel movies like Blade, Ghost Rider, all that feel like DC movies? Because that's the typical formula they use. Just fast introduction of a character, big bad. Hope we have a franchise. There we go, done. Big bang. Whereas MCU's always leading up to something, and you can actually open that and you can see that tab there.
Oh yeah, I see that.
Here's a question for those of us, the half of us who have finished Loki. Does that mean that technically Ghost Rider is canon? Because if it's an infinite universe of multiverses.
yes, Ghost Rider is canon, but not
So-
the Nicolas Cage Ghost Rider. They brought.
Well, I mean, okay. Well, that's a bad example. I guess does that mean like everything is canon? Because technically it's a multiverse.
They haven't.
Yeah.
Technically, are we canon
I
watching
agree.
Marvel Universe
I
movies?
subscribe to the everything is canon. Even
mean,
fan fiction is canon.
I mean, if Disney wants to be cute, Disney wants an easy back door, but will they want to will they want to like reuse some of the same actors?
I would be totally fine with Nicolas Cage showing up and being like, "It's a multiverse." I
So,
also played
actually-
1930 Spider-Man and drives
Honestly,
off.
at this point, I want Norman Reedus to play Knight Rider. I mean, not Knight Rider.
and you want to be David Hasselhoff, Brian
Like a southern
Jarvie?
ass kid. A southern
God
ass
damn
kid.
it! No.
Oh no,
we
I
got-
mixed
We
that
got
up.
five for rockets today.
For some reason, I pictured Norman Reedus as the voice of Kit from Knight Rider.
No, I want Norman Reedus. God damn
Any
it.
other shot?
Oh, the Flames beat the Kraken 4-1.
Damn.
Well, that's funny because the MCU and Disney have used the multiverse twice in Spider-Man: No Way Home and also in the Loki series.
Well, I thought Loki was
yeah.
leading into No Way Home.
Yeah, they're all gonna lead into
but
each other.
but that's two different entities, both using the.
No, but
multiverse
you see,
thing.
like they have that sort of like earthquake type thing. I bet that's gonna show up in every single like movie in this.
Well, let's think about the No Way Home trailer where it kind of felt like. Are you playing footsies?
Yeah.
The Codpast is officially queer coded.
Hey, you gotta sell those subscriptions.
Can I have one?
Join our Codpast OnlyFans.
You can't.
No, he can, but why are you shaking? It's not cigarettes.
You wake up the cancer. I remember that from when I used to smoke. I even know, like, when I used to smoke, I never really, like, tapped the thing at all. I don't know why people did that, besides, like, pushing the tobacco to the bottom.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I never really did that. I just kind of opened up my cigarette packet.
Spades. Practice.
So.
Why are you looking at an Oreo while you said that? You didn't even open it up. You're just licking the cookie. Most people lick the cream. Ayo. Anyway.
Ayo.
I love the cookie.
So.
I did it all for the cookie.
The one good thing that I liked about Venom 2 is that they used the good Venom song, not the bad one.
Venom.
Yeah. They used Venom from Lil Sims instead of Eminem, like they should have in the first one, but they didn't. And in the second one...
And he's like, I'm Venom. I'll go up and start talking.
Yeah, and in the second one they actually included... Eminem didn't make a cameo in the first one, right?
No, I don't think so.
Cool.
He was just the end
Yeah, I
song.
thought he did.
I didn't think so either.
No, did he make a cameo? I don't think he did. I thought he just showed up.
cameo?
He did not. He actually filmed it like he was with the Venom symbiote, but he actually never.
Oh yeah, they did the music video for Venom where it's like, but that was not. I guess it is MCU canon since everything's canon. But anyway,
Yeah, I thought that was.
we're canon watching the movies, because
Yeah.
technically this is its own universe.
Everything is canon. Yeah, we're in this universe.
Yeah,
Where we watch the movies.
Technically, the Spider-Man game is also its own universe. They introduced.
Yes,
in
I
the-
did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, you were talking about Little Sims.
They used the good Venom song, not the shitty Venom song. Not the Venom, 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 Venom.
Yeah, Venom, no, no, what hit him? No, no, what hit him? It's gonna be Venom.
Yeah.
I could swallow a bottle of fuck. Anyway, that's not even the same Eminem album. Anyway,
Anyways, what are we talking about? So
we are talking about.
we talked about how they copied.
We talked about
Amazing Spider-Man 2.
We talked about shitty dialogue. We talked about
We
the queer
talked about
coding.
the queer coding. We talked about Venom. We talked about.
We talked about how we liked Carnage.
My question, they never fucking explain. Venom just has this weird thing where he's like, oh, he's red. That means he's more powerful.
See, I thought
And
they
I was
were
like,
going to
what
go
the
into
fuck
that.
does that mean?
I thought he was going to explain that
red?
he was born from like the blood of somebody. He was born from the blood of Cletus
Yeah,
Cassidy
by the way.
and symbiote. And he's like, but he doesn't explain that at all. He doesn't go into it.
I didn't get it at all.
So
Maybe he's never seen a red one, so he's like, oh shit, that's something I've never seen.
I don't know what
So-
the fuck that was.
But like, I feel like you're about to say this, but it's canon that he is the son of Venom.
Yeah, he says it so many fucking times. He's
Father.
like, Father!
He's got daddy issues.
He has big time daddy issues.
So
Okay, XXX has something to say.
So I have to explain to you that yes, it is canon that technically Carnage is an offspring of Venom.
Yeah,
And yes,
that wasn't for question. He
Yes.
says that multiple
Wait.
times in the movie.
Oreo,
And
please.
yes, that technically. Bitch, you didn't even ask.
I said please.
Can I have one?
Yes. You
Cool.
Can he have one?
How? Yes, you can have one. I think they do level of things in it. However, I have to say that yes, it is true that Carnage was born from a Venom piece of Venom symbiote mixing with Cletus Cassidy, causing it to be insane and causing it to bounce so well with Carnage, with Cletus.
Is that why he has more
However-
spikes than Venom has?
No, that symbiotes can do that, I think, but for some reason they made Venom just a walking, hulking tank.
Well, that's part of the first one. Is like Venom's kind of like a loser symbiote, whereas like he doesn't have the cool shit like the like Elon Musk's the symbiote
Right.
has, Robbie,
Does
yeah.
he have a bunch
But-
of spikes and shit?
He's got spikes and shit, and Venom doesn't have that.
No, he can do that. He basically is a walking symbiote slash anamorphic parasite, so he can actually create whatever he fucking wants to. But what I want to say was, those two facts about it are canon.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that the Carnage symbiote is thinking outside of Cletus Cassidy in wanting to kill his bride is very non-canon, just for the movie's sake.
I was gonna ask that. So in the comics,
Is
it?
Venom
It's kind of
taking
what.
it in the
So
ass canon?
so I think it's canon that like it's canon. It's like comic books wise. It's like it's always kind of been like Eddie brought like the symbiote and the person like Venom symbiote and the person it's inhabiting are two separate entities. I always felt like Carnage was like, once the Carnage has you, you are Carnage.
Not really, because Carnage has
I don't
never
know.
really...
They have that whole scene where they're like, they're not working in sync.
I kind of like that,
So the
but
thing
until
is-
they fucked it up.
Carnage...
It was like, it works, but it's just like so stereotypical.
Yeah.
So the thing with it is, the Venom symbiote is one of the few symbiotes that actually has jumped from host to host. Carnage, because it's also born in Cletus Cassidy's blood and mingled with his psyche, is more meant for him. So the fact that they're incompatible is only meant for the movie, and fuck, I lost my train of thought because I've been drinking. But
Cletus Cassidy.
And I remember. So, in one of the writings of the Venom, one of the many Marvel writers they had for the Venom series, one of them was that each symbiote, as they're from these space entities, they gain the personality of their host or whoever they host. That's why Venom started doing the whole, especially when he mixed with Spider-Man, started doing the whole web slinging thing, had the spider logo
Oh, yeah.
and all that. So in one writing, one of the previous Venom symbiotes, not Venom himself, but another one, mixed with this intergalactic dominator or villain, and then he had his personality being an evil entity, and I think that's where Venom got his whole "let's be evil" thing, and that's when Peter Parker's like, "Oh, he's way too evil for me. Let me just cast it off."
Right.
So
Let me go to this church.
the Venom symbiotes in this one writing or comic series mixed with the type of personality that the host usually has. So, yes, it's supposed to be the fact that Carnage is born from Cletus Cassidy's blood and becomes a perfect match for Cletus because the symbiote is as insane as Cletus is.
Right.
So they're actually meant to be a perfect match, but he just gets defeated because one, he still has the same weaknesses as Venom symbiotes, fire or sound, or he just gets his ass beat enough where the host gets knocked out and it's useless. The whole incompatible thing comes from the movie itself only as a crux to say, oh, he's weak or he's not invulnerable as it makes it seem.
Well,
Whereas like they're incompatible, and we are the what does he say? The somethings. What does Venom
The
call
lethal
himself?
protector.
The lethal protector. Protectors.
So I always wondered why whenever a big noisy sound comes, like the bell or whatever, why Venom doesn't just get inside Eddie.
Because that's what they were doing in the last one. In the end scene, they were like, when they were like the bell was going off, they were just going inside them so that like Cletus Cassidy and Eddie Brock could have the conversation.
Later they were.
Yeah.
But not at the time. Like
Yeah.
when
Oh,
they-
okay. Yeah.
When they first heard the bell, they were just sitting there and shrieking.
And
it was
also,
like,
in
why
the,
would you not just shrink
and
inside
early in the
immediately?
earlier scenes
Well,
when
no.
Carnage was when they were at the mental hospital after, no, they were at the mental hospital. Carnage was like, if she does that again, because he's like, don't make loud noise, and Cletus was like, don't make loud noise, it hurts him.
Yeah, no. But every single one of those scenes, Carnage would just sort of shriek and sit there, and he would
Shriek.
never just like shrink back inside Cletus.
No, so it's because So here's the thing. Imagine as 100% connection, kind of like if you think about like Pacific Rim, where you have 100% connection to your partner.
Okay.
The more sound and noise it makes, the higher the chance of depletion of that connection between the two partners. So, at first it takes this much concentration and thinking to maintain the Carnage or Venom symbiote outer suit. But once the loud noise hits, then it's like, oh shit, connection lost, 20%, 10%, 5%, sweep back in for protection.
Fuck you.
Yeah. All right. So now that we've woken up Ace, let's give a.
I heard every word y'all said.
Didn't. You were snoring.
Let's give a. How should we do this? Fuck it. We're ripping off Double Toasted. What would you give this from the Double Toasted standpoint?
Very high, low matinee.
I give it
skirting the line of bullshit.
So it seems like something that I would have had a better time enjoying if I watched it at my house rather than in the theaters.
So that would be about a rental, which is about where I would be at.
Very low rental.
I kind of appreciate. I did kind of like the amount of money I spent for it, but to be fair, I was with my three of my best friends.
Well, it feels cut to shit. It's literally only 90 minutes long. That's
you want the Andy Serkis cut?
That's the minimum amount of movie that a movie can be. 90 minutes is like the minimum. Anything shorter and it's a short film.
Mm-hmm.
So, at least to me, that's a feature.
Yeah.
So, it feels cut to shit. There's a bunch of the second act where I don't know what the fuck's going on.
Yeah.
Like, Carnage and his girlfriend kind of just teleport around for a tiny bit.
Yeah.
Because they just need to be somewhere. Like, the whole thing
It almost feels like this could have been a 3.5 hour movie, but it wasn't.
Well, I'm fucking glad it wasn't.
Yeah.
It's insufferable, but it's hilarious.
Yeah. Like we said, it's a movie that's so bad it's good. And like maybe we're just in that perfect spot where it's like we're with our friends, we're in a theater.
Yeah.
We're in a theater where there wasn't a lot of people.
There was like 6 people in that whole theater.
There wasn't a lot of people, so we could literally kind of be a little loud and like people weren't gonna say shit.
Although I feel like if I was at home, drunk as shit, watching it, I would have had a way better time even than I did in the theater.
Yeah. XFX, your final thoughts on Venom 2?
It's kind of up for debate because I don't know the entire rating system. However, sticking with the double toasted scale, I would say it's a high fuck you and a low rental.
So in between there is like some old bullshit.
Oh, sorry.
Would you say it's a low some old bullshit and like
it's a high some old bullshit and a low rental?
Yeah, I would say you definitely had a more visceral, like physical reaction to this movie. Like I said earlier, you were like, what the fuck is going on? I also had some physical moments where I put my hands in my head and I was like, oh fuck.
I was kind of just along for the ride, but there were some really cringy fucking moments.
There was, for sure. So yeah, I will say in the end, I kind of like the first one a little better. Actually, you know what? I will say I put them at the same level. There's things that the first one did and did not do. There's some things that this one did not do, but did do. Do.
What I want to say is the second one felt like some old bullshit, but the first one kind of was enough of its own. Was like
be awake for Scooby Doo.
Scooby Doo, bitch.
The first one's like it's very different from the Marvel.
Release the James Gunn cut of Scooby Doo.
That's all we're saying.
That's all I'm saying.
No,
and we can finish your thoughts.
So the first Venom, I was like, it's enough of a break from the typical Marvel, by the numbers set. That was like, this is actually kind of nice. But then the second one's like, okay, even I can't accept all this bullshit that's going on.
Yeah.
Some old bullshit.
Well, that's why I actually kind of appreciate viewing this from level 0, because it's like I don't have anything to compare it to.
Yeah, you jumped right into it.
Yeah. Which is, I always want to ask people constantly, like, when I watch like Endgame or some shit like that, where I'm like, I really want to ask someone who's never watched a Marvel movie before, like, what did you think of it? Like, what was your takeaway? So this is your fucking chance. Like, ask away.
How did you? What did you think of it?
It was.
It was bad.
It was bad.
It's a bad movie.
It's a bad movie. It probably wasn't worth the full price, but hey, it's COVID times, and I saw it in theaters, and it was entertaining.
Yeah, we laughed, we cried.
We laughed. I hope they don't make another one, but I know they will.
At least not on that level.
Yeah, like
I got
it's
sucked off in the theaters.
like if Venom shows up later, that's cool because he's a cool character, but like watching, an hour and a half of Tom Hardy yell at himself or
And he
argue with
voices
himself.
Venom too.
Yeah, so an hour and a half of Tom Hardy arguing with himself, like, I don't know. I'd rather watch him fight Spider-Man or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just an hour and a half of Tom Hardy arguing with himself. What do you want me to
Yeah.
say?
Yeah. Yeah, most residents of London see that every Friday night at their local pub of Tom Hardy yelling at himself.
Respect the knife, mate.
It's very much, yeah. You can tell it was directed by Andy Serkis because there's a lot of going back and forth.
Yeah. I didn't think about that. The guy who voices
Zinger!
Gollum. The guy who made Gollum come to life, where it's a guy going back and forth from himself, made Venom 2. That's fucking insane. No one's pointed that out so far that I've seen.
Seriously?
I haven't seen it anywhere.
I cannot be the first one to point that out.
Oh my god.
For real, I cannot be the
Are
first one.
you the first one to point that out?
No way.
I haven't seen it anywhere else. We have to look at some reviews.
You're holding your knife backwards.
You put the whole.
Oh, are you supposed to hold it like a claw, or are you supposed to hold it like a blade?
claw?
Okay.
There you go. Well,
All right. Well, this was the Codpast. I was Be Easy.
You're wrong.
I was Be Easy.
You were Be Easy.
X and effects.
He's asleep as shit.
Who are you?
I was some souse.
And who are you? Who are you in this
Johnny
Codpast?
Ace. Johnny Ace.
There we go. We were all awake through all of this.
Yeah.
Good night.
Ace was awake.
Go watch Venom 2, but show up drunk as shit.
Yeah, we're gonna watch Scooby Doo now.
Night.
Dooby-dooby-doo.
Where are you?
We need
Guys,
something
to
to do now.
Venom's in my ass. Come watch Tom Holland.
Come watch the Codpast.
Zendaya, here's my phone number.